Well, hopefully you got a leader.
We lost power.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, we had no power for about 6 hours.
All right, let me pull up some salad dressing here because I'm going to feed you. I'm going to feed you the recipe that I'm going to show you how we did this. Prevention Magazine came up with this recipe for the salad. It is absolutely jam-packed with antioxidants and all the vitamins. They did a great job. They were trying to come up with something that would...
Your attention, please. Your attention, please. There is a vendor's car. It's a black Kia Forte. It's in the overflow parking lot, the red parking. You're blocking the truck.
Stop making the announcement.
This car will be towed if you do not move it. It's a black Kia Forte. It has a Florida license plate.
So let me give you your choice.
Please report to your car and please move your car.
I was going to say, we baked this chocolate cake in this pan on this induction stove this morning. And so that might be a good thing. So, no, not at all.
No, I'm a big baker.
Now,
salad and chocolate are mine.
Complete disclosure, he baked it, I didn't. There you go. Yeah, and I do.
Wait, I have to cancel.
And I'll give you a little napkin here too.
So in that pan,
It would be
too bad. Well, yeah, but they're better off coming.
Yeah, Tim is quite the baker.
So, Tim, is it like ingredients or is it?
Out of the box.
Okay.
Out of the box. Yeah. He's too kind.
Okay, we're getting ready to start our show here just right now. This will be our very, very last show. So we're going to blow the doors off, pull all the stops, as they say. So I've got some salads here for folks that want to have their supper, and I got some chocolate cake that we just baked also. I'll show you the recipe for this.
Attention, please. There is a black Kia Forte parked in the overflow parking lot, the red parking lot with trailers and the transport truck.
Is he coming?
You must move the car. Thank you.
Okay. Should I make a salad for him or some cake so if we just let it sit out? Okay. For a piece, as we used to say in South Carolina. South Carolina. Oh. Oh, where? Must be one of the smaller schools.
Because he went, I know, he's South Carolina fan, okay.
Yeah, I started at the University of South Carolina.
That's pretty funny.
And my wife actually graduated from there. But I was there for 2 years, and then I went to the University of Kansas for the engineering program. But what was interesting is all the jokes transferred. So all the Carolina Clemson jokes. So we're getting ready to get started here. First, we're going to do our last cooking show of the RV show here. We're going to give away a bunch of stuff. Now, you were talking about the cookware that you have. Is it waterless cookware? Okay. Okay. Yeah. But it knows. You can't beat that. Grab your salads here. I got 3 different kind of dressings. What would you prefer? I've got a couple of balsamic vinaigrette, raspberry, or if you prefer, we can go with the Italian here. I'll tell you what, I'll let you put it on there, make sure you get the right amount. Which one would you like? Or you can have chocolate cake if you want. No? Okay. And we're getting ready to give a bunch of stuff away, so. All right, so let me get this stuff out of the way here. I'll have a salad for your husband if he comes back. Get all this out of the way. And we're going to go ahead and get started. Okay, I got one right here. Here's your plate here for you. I got, yeah, you've already washed your hands, so you could kind of do that if you wanted to. And I'm breaking the rules here. You're supposed to answer a tough question to get your salad, so you got to stop eating for a second here. What's your name, sweetheart? Jane. Okay. All right, here's one for you. How many seconds are there in a year? It's 12. Yeah, January the 2nd, February the 2nd. Yeah. Yeah, I like that one. What would you like?
I don't know.
Just take it like it is. Let me get you a fork. Now that is a 9-vegetable, very dense salad. That recipe came from Prevention Magazine. All right, so you got yours, you got yours. Okay, Jane, what's your name? Your feminine food? Carol is my sister's name. Hopefully I can remember that. And how about you? Carrie, Carol, and Jane. Jane. And I'm not good at this. Well, this is my biggest, this is all my life. I'm tough remembering the names, but you're going to help me. You're all going to help me out here. Okay, now I got to get a tough question for you too, and then we'll be ready to get started here. You got 2 coins in your pocket. They equal 30 cents. One of them is not a quarter. What are they? Oh, never mind. So have any of you ever seen one of these things before? We call this a kitchen cutter. We've been making this thing for about 87 years up in West Bend, Wisconsin. The early ones used to clamp onto the table side with a clamp. This one's got a big old suction cup on here to stick to any clean, dry surface. 600 pounds of pressure. I carry this in the trunk of the car in case I get a wreck and I pull the dents out. So I'm going to go ahead and show you a few things here. This is not a gadget. This is a commercial quality machine. We sell it at some commercial restaurant supplies right here in the area. But I want to run a few. What is wrong with this picture? Yeah, that's a slight problem. All right, let me dry this off right quick. I had it in the rinse bath. So I got to tell you, in the spirit of full disclosure, that I am a trainee, and my boss is right there. So if you laugh at my jokes, it would help a lot. They're actually his jokes, so hopefully they'll be fun. All right, here we go. Okay, so I'm going to put on the flat-bladed comb. I use this for making potato chips. Take a potato, cut it up, and make some wonderful potato chips. You put them in the oven, bake them for 400 degrees, a little bit of sea salt, a little bit of olive oil dressing on top of there. The kids don't know that they're not real potato chips. So I want to run some carrots through here. Now I washed these really well, but I did not peel them. Why did I not peel them? Say that again? Vitamins, absolutely. Now there's also a medicine that's in these carrots. Does anybody know what that medicine is? I'll give you a hint. It's called beta-carotene, absolutely. Some doctors think this is the first actual cure for cancer. Now, something very, very important. When you're doing your carrots, let go of the carrots. Tim, it's not working.
Same way, 17 years.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So this thing comes with some automatic safety features though. So if this hand begins to hurt, this hand stops turning. It's got 3 speeds. There's slow, medium, and fast. It's got a lifetime warranty on the motor. Oh, I'm giving up. Okay, I'm going to do one more here, and then we'll officially have enough to get going here. I love this machine though. So that's enough to do what we're going to do. So I'm going to move this over here to the side for a moment. And I'm going to start out doing something that is unusual. Now, have you ever seen our cookware before? Do you have any of this? Okay, all right. So this will be all new to you. Put it up here for a second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little 1-quart pot here, and I'm going to start packing it full of stuff here. We're going to cook it a new way for you. So I'm going to add some carrots in here. And we're going to pack in a whole bunch of these vegetables here. Oh yeah, this is going to be great. This little guy's going to be so packed full. Who likes broccoli? Do your broccoli is a superfood, 7 times more nutrition than any other vegetable. So let's pack that in there. And we got zucchini here, really good for the ladies, help keep your skin nice and young looking, a lot of vitamin E in there. Here's a tough question for you. Carol, what is this? It's yellow squash. Why do we call it yellow? Because it's yellow. You kind of like corn on the cob. Okay. I love corn on the cob. A lot of people say corn on the cob has no nutritional value, which is a myth. It's full of antioxidants. It's got lots of fiber. Also helps to stabilize blood sugar. You know, let me do this. I'm going to do something special for this last show here. I'm going to add some cabbage. Let's see here. What color is that? Well, what color is it though? Yeah. Why do they call it red cabbage? Actually, it turns out when it starts growing underground, it's red. It pokes its little nose up and it changes color. And then they call it. There's this whole long story that I'm not going to tell you about all the lawsuits that happened between the Supreme Court and all this to get the right name. I'm going to add some red bell pepper here. What is the difference between red bell pepper and a green bell pepper? Sweeter, absolutely. Price is a little bit higher. You know there any other differences? It's actually, it's the same pepper. It's just been on the vine for a little bit longer. As they sit on the vine, they change color, and they do get sweeter. I've been telling my wife as I get older, I'm going to get sweeter. Now, if you were going to cook this the old-fashioned way, what would Mother add next to this? And she'd absolutely add some water. My mother would drown these vegetables. She'd take them and put them up on her stove, crank the heat up to what? High. She wants to boil them. You have all that nutrition just going to be steaming off into the kitchen. Then she'd bring them off after 20 minutes or so, take a look at them and say, I don't know, there's still a little bit of life in there. Maybe I would stab them a little bit. Then she'd put them back on the stove for another 20 minutes. Yep, they're dead and done. Let me bring them out here. Well, we're going to save our vegetables from the water. So first of all, water is the enemy of our vegetables. Heat and water are the bad things. Water's that universal solvent, and heat takes away all the antioxidants. So we're going to take all that water out of there. Now, what is in that cup now? Vitamins. Vitamins. I love that. Thank you. That's all the good stuff. That's the good parts of the vegetables here. Now that was a 5-second rinse. What would have happened, do you suppose, if we had cooked this for 20 minutes, just boil it? Well, I'm going to put this on my stove, and I'm going to seal up the lid here, and I'm going to cook this on low heat. So what we're looking to do here, this goes up to 900 degrees. I've got it down pretty low. What we're trying to do here is get this to 180 degrees. It's the perfect temperature. Remind me your name one more time. Carrie, with a K? Okay, so your job is, when this reaches 180 degrees, the perfect cooking temperature, it's going to begin to steam. You're going to see a little vapor coming out here. So your job is to let me know that that's happening. All set? Now, if we wreck the vegetables, whose fault is it? Carrie's fault. That's Carrie's fault. Now, I'm going to do some vegetables or some carrots the old-fashioned way. So I'm going to take this regular pot here, and we'll add some more carrots to that. And we're going to cook these the old-fashioned way. I hate to waste all this good nutrition, so I'm going to add that in there. And we're going to boil these just like Mother used to do. Put them up here on the heat. Get those going. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring our friend out. We're going to cut up a few more things here. I'm going to make a stir fry that's... Thank you. So I'm going to go ahead and make a stir fry here that's going to turn into... This is great. This will be me and you. Slide over right there. You'll be right in my little perfect... Oh, that's right. Well, I got a feeling that I think we'll be all right. There's no fine if something bad happens. No, none at all. So I've got my flat blade on here. I want to go ahead and do another carrot because we're going to do this stir fry that's going to turn into that salad that you just had. There we go. Now people always ask me, can I cut myself on this thing? Safe in here this way, safe up on top, back behind here, not good. Not good. So let's go ahead and swap blades here. I'm going to change over to my waffle blade. I love this waffle blade. It's great for julienne cuts, that sort of thing. So let's go ahead and do some squash. So there you go. So to do the julienne cut, now you do not have one of these. Is it electric or mechanical? Okay, it just, the blade just like all the stuff, but it's down in the gadget graveyard where you don't. So this makes that lovely julienne cut. Now what's the hardest part about doing a stir fry? Yeah, cutting up all the vegetables. This really makes it nice and easy. Tim says the toughest part is driving to the Chinese restaurant. Now that's, all this is very, very highly packed with antioxidants, all the vitamins and minerals that you'd expect. Really makes a lovely, lovely salad. Do you ever make coleslaw at home? Okay. What does coleslaw cost now? We have to buy it by the head, but they sell it by the pound. About 49 cents right now. But coleslaw is actually about $5 a pound at Publix. It's pretty high. If you just take this up on top of the machine, it takes it down to the very last leaf, and you throw that away. That's the one that everybody's been touching as they picked up the produce. It has the pesticides and whatnot on there. I'm going to go ahead and add some red cabbage too. Now, when it comes to your vegetables, go for color. Color means more nutrition. It works exactly the same way. Loaded, loaded. This salad right here is loaded. Oh, I thought that was, nope. Wrong person, I apologize. And let's go ahead and do some celery. You like celery? What's your name, man? Sean, how are you? So, welcome to the show. So I'm going to go ahead and run some celery through here, but what's the big problem with celery? What did you call it? What did you say? Oh, okay. Yeah, this is nature's dental floss, but we got a way to get rid of that. So I'm going to just put that right here in the back. We're going to run it on through nice and fast. And what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of all those strings. You end up with a salad with no strings attached, and if we do this just right, you're all ready for your Vegetable Awareness Month. I love that. How about onions? Is that okay? Can we put some onions? So I'm just going to yell here for a minute until this gets sorted out. I'm going to go ahead and put some onion in here. Now, onion is great now for people milk. Okay, so onion is so good, it's great for your heart. It's also a good weight loss vegetable. I don't know if you knew that. Well, it's a great, you don't really lose weight, but you look smaller from a distance. You look smaller from a distance. Tim, we're just not liking the jokes. I don't know. Okay. It's also great birth control, too. Tim's sending his girls to college when they get old enough. They have to eat onions, or he's not going to pay for anything. Yeah,
how you doing, guys? Good to see you.
That's the darling. Now, if you ever cry from cutting up your onions, never peel them again, because I don't peel them. I just cut them up. Inside here also is where the tears are coming from. There's a little gas in here that gives off, and we just haven't disrupted that, so we just toss that away. And we got some nice onion there. And let's do one more thing here. I want to put one more special thing in here. This might be new for you. This is my shredder cone. Hey, welcome to the show. What do you got that big old stick for? Well, that's what's worrying me. You're not gonna.
It's called spread the people apart.
Is that the shillelagh? That's great. So this is my shredder cone. It's wonderful for my favorite salad, carrot and raisin salad. Potato pancakes does a great job, a bunch of other things. So I'll put that on there. And I'm going to add some cheese plant to my salad. Cheese plant. Any idea what that is, folks? What kind? Absolutely. This is the butternut squash. One of these, 7 inches tall, has got more vitamin C than a big old 5-pound bag of, oops, a 5-pound bag of oranges. I have to say that kind of quietly here in Florida because they get mad at me. But we don't use it that much because it's kind of difficult to cut and shred, get that thing all ready to go. But here we just take it right off that nasty rind and throw that away. So there we go. Just to let you know, ignore the man behind the curtain. Tim is my trainer, and he's just been so wonderful helping out here. And so you can get somebody like this to do this for you at home. Just kind of run around and take care of all the things. And look at that. That's gorgeous. It looks like cheese. Now, your kids won't know that it's not cheese. They absolutely won't. So this thing took us about how long to make? A few minutes. Just not very long at all. Cost about $2.67 over at Publix. So we got us a salad for about $3. Get rid of this. We got us a salad for $3, and it took 3 minutes to make. And this will cut your chance of internal cancer by 85%. It's serious. This is the recipe from Prevention Magazine. Very, very powerful. Now, take a look at that. That's spinning on a little vapor. And so what's happening is we've reached our 180 degrees. I'm going to turn the stove off, and that lid is going to lock up. That little... Have you got the cookware? Oh, bless your heart. Okay. The older one with the little whistle and all that stuff? Yeah. Now this little pan is supposed to lock up because it's going to continue to cook. We got it up to 180 degrees. Now we just took that off after a very few minutes of cooking on a low temperature. So we're actually saving a bunch of money here. All right, yeah, it's locked up right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it over here and let it continue to cook. Okay. So how many of you are spending in the neighborhood of $100 to $300 a month in food? Anybody know kind of what you're spending? Average family in this area is spending about $131 a month in food. Comes out to quite a bit every year, $17,000. Let me show you what's going on here. In your house, what is the most expensive room in your house? The bathroom. I got to tell you, that's the first one. I've heard the man cave. I have heard the place where we store the RV, the shed out back, the garage, never the... It is the kitchen. It absolutely is, because we spend thousands of dollars on granite countertops. We get $20,000 in oak cabinets, big, huge appliances, but that $17,000 worth of food, the most important thing, the thing that touches that food, I've got it down here in the Gadget Graveyard, most expensive set of cookware that we have in the booth here. Tell me your name, please. Sheila. Sheila, I got to go down in the Gadget Graveyard to get this stuff. If I don't come back, would you take over the show? Let me go down. Right now, yeah, he's off duty right now, so it's union rules. Well, let me go down there and get this thing. Oh, Lord, where is that lid? Oh, gosh. So what we're doing is we're cooking $17,000 worth of food on something that looks like that. Don't laugh. We had a woman this morning said, I wish I had a set that looked that good. Oh, no. Anybody remember this guy? This is from Grandma's house, cooked the corn in there. How about this? Anybody ever, this was big for, this one right here or this one? Yeah, the Revereware was very popular for wedding gifts. Yeah, kind of very thin, decent pot, but these are the pots that you replace over and over again. We love these. I love that. And how about this? This is our old friend Teflon, soon to be Tefloff. You can see it's already coming off here. But let me get serious for just a second here, folks. If you're using something like this, we don't think this is going to be around for much longer. There's a class action suit happening in every state in the nation against DuPont Chemicals, the manufacturer of this coating. It's been proven in the lab that these chunks that keep coming off in your food are causing cancer. They kill plants and small birds. There's a situation that is called Teflon flu. The vapors that come off of this while you're cooking, doesn't matter if it's a new pan or an old pan, are causing this flu-like symptom, so it really is not a good idea. Oh, lordy, 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 lordy. Ah, thank you, Tim. These are all going to end up in landfills. We know they are. I mean, this one right here is a $700 pan. Well, it's not really a $700 pan, but it is a $20 pan that you buy at Walmart for 35 years. It doesn't make sense for to spend that kind of money to just eat Teflon. Now, I've shown you this. Let me show you something that's a little bit better. This we call the green egg pan. This is never going to end up in a landfill. But people say you can't fry an egg in stainless steel. I'm going to show you that you can. So let me get that a little bit warmed up here. This is actually pure protein. Now, if you have your meat, your fish, anything with oils naturally in there, you don't need to add a drop of oil. We cook without any oil. But something that's pure protein like an egg, you're going to have to help it out a little bit. Even this will stick to Teflon. So I've got some, let's see, I've got some coconut oil, I've got some butter. I think I'll go with the olive oil here. It doesn't take very much, just a little teeny spritz here and you're done. And we'll put that egg in there and I'll show you how you fry an egg in stainless steel. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. So it turns out that this cookware, you see these two, they come together because it's all the same. You only see Teflon on aluminum. Well, you ever start out with one of these things, they look very shiny, and then they get dark color. But you put something like tomato sauce in there or some other acidic food, and they get shiny again. Where do you think the dark stuff went? Into your food, and the food went into your tummy. Well, they've done studies now. There are a number of diseases that are associated with the aluminum cookware. Anybody know what they are? Alzheimer's, Parkinson's disease, autism. I'm going to do a little experiment here, and I'm going to wash these two and show you a couple things that I think will take your breath away. So I'm going to use a little Scotch-Brite pad. Fix that. See, that's just a little nylon pad. So they're associated with Parkinson's disease. These are actually against the law in 18 countries now. They're outlawed in Canada and most of Europe. But right here in the USA, thank you. Right here in the USA, they're still using 94% of the skilled nursing facilities, hospitals, restaurants, and schools. So the next time you go to your favorite restaurant right here in the Tampa area, you might be getting a little extra dose of iron oxide. That's poison. I'm sorry, aluminum oxide. So that's bad stuff. You can't eat that. Did you? No. Okay. So it turns out that in 1950, it's illegal for PetSmart to sell you an aluminum bowl for your dog. It's against the law for your veterinarian to feed your dog out of an aluminum bowl. Turns out in 1952, they did some studies and they found out some miraculous things that'll shock you. It turns out when your dog finishes eating his food, what does he do to the bowl? He licks it, of course he does. Everybody knew that. It turns out the dogs were getting mouth cancer, tongue cancer, stomach cancer because they're licking this aluminum. You've got to stop doing that. But unfortunately, it's still legal for you and me. So this is not a good idea. But this one, this is probably the best cooking skillet there is. This is Grandma's cast iron skillets, and they are pretty fabulous. Now, before you can use these guys, you got to do something to them. Well, you got to season it, absolutely. You got to do all that work. Now, once you get them seasoned, can you wash them? Oh no, we'll just wipe them out. Worst whooping I ever got was for scrubbing my mama's pan with a grill opener. So here. Congratulations, because a lot of schools do not. Yeah, that's great. In North Carolina, no. Great. If you could get North Carolina to change it.
It wouldn't be way down the bottom.
I'm glad. That's good news. We're making some progress. What do you suppose that was? That was aluminum oxide. What's this? It's iron. Absolutely. Now, did you get your iron yet today? You did, so you're all set. Yeah, get your iron from your green leafy vegetables, not from here. Not a good idea, but we love these pans. These things right here are great. The trouble was back in the day when they were cooking on wood stoves 100 years ago, they didn't heat the pans up hot enough, and the bacteria lives deep inside this pan. It's very porous. The heat was not enough to kill the bacteria, and some really nice people were dying from dysentery. Not good. Today, the modern stoves can heat them up enough, but we're having a little bit of a challenge with some of the hydrocarbons that are coming off. So it's a great, great cooking skillet. I use mine all the time, 6 to 8 times maybe a month. But if you're having some little stomach discomfort, you might back off just a little bit. So we love these pans. This one transmits heat really, really fast. This one holds the heat really, really well. People ask me all the time, what's the difference between my cookware and everybody else's? We done here, sir? Okay, let me take a quick break here. This is what the egg looked like cooking on stainless steel. Anybody ever tried this before on stainless steel? What happened? It sticks. Tell me your name. Sean, you're going to help me here. Give Sean a hand. She's going to help out with something we're getting ready to do here. Thank you, Sean. So here's what we're going to do. You might want to put your sunglasses on for this. I'm going to get you to lean way back and open your mouth up really wide. I've been practicing with the dog at home. I got this down. So Kim's just not doing it. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to go solo here. So I'm going to flip this thing. Here we go. Oh, don't clap. I broke the yoke. Not so good. But you know, I do want to say seriously, if you got some of these pans, especially this one, get rid of it. It's not doing your family any good. It's going to hurt them sooner or later. So look at this. After even breaking that yolk, that thing is absolutely ready for the dishwasher. Dishwasher and oven safe up to 500 degrees. So people always ask, you know, what is the difference between my cookware and everybody else's? Well, it doesn't matter what pan you have, whether you've got an expensive pan or a $20 pan from Walmart. All the other pans cook from the bottom up. That's all they do. These cook from the bottom up, the side in, and the top down using a thermal core principle. And we do that because of the layers and the materials that we put in there. We'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute.
I know.
Does anybody have our cookware? Oh, bless your heart.
We bought it from Tim.
We got it from Tim.
How long ago?
Well, I would say our original spot was about 15, 20
Oh my God. Excellent. You're still using them yet today.
Yeah.
We bought a couple, we bought some pieces, you know, each year or so we'll buy.
The last one we got was the Freedom Pan.
You know, I got to stop this.
Yeah.
Tim, I'm feeling guilty. I can't do this anymore. This is my wife. She comes by every show and does this. We got and this is a male actor. We hired him to help with her. Thank you so much. I will have a gift for you if you stick around. I've got a really nice gift for you. Thank you so much. That's great. Still using it every day?
Yeah. Now, one of the things, though, is that when I cook an egg in our fry pan, I don't even put no ham or nothing in it. I just make sure the heat is on like a 3.
Yeah.
And I put the egg in there, and it comes right off, and you can flip it and put it right on the plate.
Yeah, it's because of the surgical stainless steel. Let me go ahead and show you this right now. This might make good sense. Okay, well, let me tell you a little bit about us. We are Kitchen Craft. We're the original waterless and greaseless cookware from West Bend, Wisconsin. We've been doing this, well, it's 112 years now that we crossed over into the new year. It is just a wonderful product. There you go. Thank you, sir. If you're looking for good cookware, you want to look for a couple of 3 things. First of all, look for a good strong bottom. This one is not going anywhere. Also, look for a good strong edge. This one's triple rolled. It's not going to go anywhere at all. Some of this stainless steel that you're seeing come from China, these things, they do a really good job of making it. This is from a $1,000 set of cookware. I'm going to pass it around with this guy. They try to make it look like a nice thick bottom, but this is just junk. We just found out today that some of the steel coming from China is radioactive. It's crazy. You also want to get a good warranty on here. What is the warranty on your cookware? Well, it's even better than that. It's forever. Yeah, because you're going to give it to the kids. They're going to have the warranty. Oh, I don't either. So I know what you're talking about. It was interesting. I started training with Tim in Charlotte, North Carolina. A lady came into our display here. She had a giant bag like that. And she reaches in and pulls out a big old frying pan, and she says the handle melted. And she said to Tim, can you help me with that handle? It's melted. And we said, well, absolutely, we can do that. Well, we didn't replace her handle. We replaced her whole set worth of cookware. Do you remember how she melted it? Well, what I didn't tell you is her cookware was 61 years old, and we replaced the whole set. This is one of the pieces. Now, the handles back then were not oven safe at all. This is all oven safe up to 500 degrees. Now we're using a space age polymer in here. But look at this. Our warranty is engraved right on the side like any other good tool right here. I'm going to let you meet. There's my friend right here. I want you to shake hands with the finest cookware in the world. And just pass that around if you would. I'm going to get ready to serve this food up for you. And I've got some silverware here I'm going to pass out. I got it. So you know how to use this guy right here? Just a little salt shaker. Just shake out a couple of toothpicks, and I'll be passing the food around here in a second. And okay. So our cookware is made up in West Bend, Wisconsin. We've been making it for 112 years now. We are the originators of the idea. We invented waterless and greaseless cooking about 98 years ago, and we've been making it ever since. So we've obviously improved on things from when this one was made. This, where's that? Here we go. This is a 3-ply pan, and we've improved on it quite a bit. Yeah. Oh, you know, I love this because we are 100% American-made cookware, so I want to tell you that everything in this booth, including yours truly, was very proudly made right here in the great U.S. today. And I mean that. I'm serious about that. Are we trying to buy American now if we can? Yeah, we really need to. If we don't, we're not going to be American much longer. Yeah. Does this sound like it's a little bit pricey, maybe? It is. It is. But compared to the price of bad health, it's the bargain of the week. It absolutely is. Okay, Tim, what's next?
That's what I want to do. So for you, did you see the ranch loss picture?
No, my dad.
Your wife, did you see the flash?
What, really? Oh, what branch? Oh, bless your heart. I like that. That's great. So we got a real American hero here. What's your name, sir?
What's that?
Ron. Could we give Ron a hand? Thank you so much for your service. I want to thank both musicians. She said he's 20 minutes down there. He's running fast as he can. I don't know if he's going to make it or not. We want to thank you. This is really neat. I don't get to do this often. About 6 months ago, this got finished up. Our owner of our company is a Vietnam vet, and he went to the Pentagon. He spent about 2.5 months trying to get this all done. It turns out that the Pentagon did an independent survey and study of our company. They determined we were the only cookware company in the world that was only American-made. Everything 100% American-made. They now allow us, we're the only cookware company in the world that's allowed to use these knobs. Just pass that around if you would. Yeah. Well, Tim is just so ruggedly handsome, what are you going to do? So how many, do you have any coffee drinkers by any chance? Do you drink coffee? Do you folks drink coffee? Tim does? Okay. Let me show you something that just boggles my mind. We do something with our coffee now. I don't know if you make coffee from the dark ages or the new ages. We have that little curing thing now, and everybody does that. But back in the day, what we used to do is we take ground up coffee and we poured hot water over the top of it. So we poured that water over there, and then we drank the coffee. And what did we do with the grinds? We tossed them. Well, why is it exactly opposite with our vegetables? We just cooked out all the good stuff in there. It's in here now, and typically we throw this away and feed this mess to our family. Now, that's not going to taste very good. We've cooked out everything that had any value in there. We've got to do something to it to make it at least palatable. What do we have to do? Well, a couple of things are happening here. What's in here? What's that medicine? Did we talk about that? Beta carotene, absolutely. Now we're going to throw this down the drain. That's like taking these and throw them down the drain after you just paid $20 for it. It doesn't make much sense. So we got to do something to make these things taste okay. So they're just pretty boring now. What are we going to do? Salt and butter. Yeah, let's do that. So I got some salt and butter here. I've got some fake butter here. Why am I gaining weight? Why is my cholesterol going up? I just don't understand it. But this stuff, don't eat the fake butters. This is, they call this low-fat butter because it puts fat on the lower part of your butter. But this stuff right here is really, really bad. I mean, it's a chemistry set in a jar. This thing is one molecule away from being plastic. If you spread this on your counter, the bugs will walk around it because technically it's not food. If you really like butter, get the real thing. Get the real butter. This real butter's been around for millions of years, made by God. This was made last Thursday by God knows who. So go ahead and use the real thing if you want to. Now, we got some smart folks here. Any doctors by any chance? No? What is the killer, the biggest killer of Americans in this country?
Heart disease.
Heart disease, absolutely. American Heart Association calls this a heart attack in a box. And we know that. So maybe you could move to something. Anybody use sea salt? Yeah? The sea salt's great. Now, it doesn't matter. This is better for you than this. This has got chemicals in there. They've got pouring agents, aluminum oxide to make it pour better. It's crazy. Yeah, exactly. Well, and the other thing is that this will still kill you, just not quite as fast. So you might be thinking about maybe using a salt substitute. Has anybody used one of those? Yeah, okay. So a salt substitute's a nice idea. I don't endorse products, but this is the one that I like. So all of this stuff, you know, if you got to use some things, use them. I don't want to get on a soapbox here, but you're going to buy your cookware with all the oils and salts and so forth that you're not having to pay for anymore. All right, so everybody's got a toothpick. I'm going to go ahead and take my little pot here. Oh boy. This thing has been off the stove now for how long? We had it on the stove for about 4 minutes, roughly, something like that. Another 10, 15 minutes now. Feel that. It's still hot. It's still got that iron core. Just touch it lightly. And that is still holding that heat. This will continue to cook for up to an hour if we needed for it to. But what I want to do is show you what we did here. Now, I do need your help here. What's your name, sir? Ron. We're going to need a big wow when I pull this off. So, do we need to practice, or you think you got it? Okay, here we go. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Wow. Now look at that. All the greens are greens. The purples are purples. All the colors are still there. That means that all the nutrients are still there. And wait till you taste this stuff. It's not going to all taste like broccoli. You boil your broccoli with anything else, it'll start tasting like all broccoli. Ah, there we go. You need a hot pot holder, there it is. Now, I don't know about you. You've been out here, Ron's home working hard to make your supper. You're out here getting your nails done, talking to your masseuse, doing all this. You come home and say, Ron, where's supper? I'm ready to eat. Ron says to this beautiful woman, sweetheart, I love you, I love you, I love you. Dinner's on the table right there. Now, I love to cook, and I love to eat, but I do not like to clean. So look at this. Completely ready for the dishwasher. Now, what would happen if we had done this with another pot without water in it? It'd be scorched and burned, absolutely. So let's go ahead and get this on a plate, get some food out to you. I don't know about you. McDonald's has got their Happy Meal, but I kind of like mine a little bit better. So what I want to do is get some corn out here to you folks. I think I got plenty here. There's enough for everybody. This corn is going to taste remarkable for you. I've got enough for everybody to have a nice little chunk. Now, chivalry is not dead, but I'm on a mission to keep the men from dying from heart attacks. So I'm going to start with them. There you go, Ron. Thank you, sir. And now for the ladies.